For Portland, I realized that one of my big heart openers was my grandfather. He's still alive, but I was very close with him, like growing up, and so I found that thinking about him and his teachings to me throughout my life was a big heart opener. I had known my great-grandfather, and he passed when I was very young, and then my grandfather's younger brother, I knew him very well growing up. He taught me many things, and I have a lot of fond memories of him. And when I was in middle school, he actually passed away in a tragic airplane crash. And so I didn't really know how to process that because he was one of the closest people to me to pass at that age. And so I would write letters to him in my room. And so during the Coherence Healing, the first Coherence Healing in Portland, after we finished the walking portion of the meditation and I put my hands on my heart, I immediately saw my uncle clear as day in front of me with his big goofy smile, and he took me to a memory, and I was standing with him in my bedroom, and I could just see everything in the room exactly as it was. It was as if I was in that exact moment. But we were looking over myself writing the letters. So I knew that he was telling me that he was there, because he didn't talk to me in this experience. He just was sharing feelings with me and emotions. And so after that, he then took me to a second memory, which was in the same time frame as when I wrote the letters. One morning I woke up from school, or to go to school, and I grew up Catholic, so I had a cross on my wall, and I woke up in the morning, and on my bedside table was the cross sitting on the table. And I remember waking up that morning, and I was just so confused. Why was this here? And so I had totally forgotten about it because I was just like, oh, better go to school, and and then I totally forgot about that experience. And so when he brought me there, I knew that he was sending me a sign or a message that he was there. So then I become aware that I'm back in the Coherence Healing room, and my body is just sobbing uncontrollably, like as if I was a child. And I began to rock, and it felt as if he was holding me and just like rocking me to calm me. And then I began to breathe like in synchronicity with him, it felt like. And as soon as I kind of was able to gather that calmness, I felt him take my hand. And I looked up, and he had reached his hand out. And up walks my great-grandfather and his older brother, who had passed the year I was born. And they all synced hands, and in that moment, I had a new awareness and a new awakening. He sent me this message that I am not my body, and to share that with others. And I also understood that they lived in me, and they lived all around me, and that we were one, and that was just the start of it. I mean, it goes beyond that, but it was just such an eye-opening experience to understand the depth of that. As soon as I finished the Coherence Healing, I immediately just wanted to go home and send love to everyone in my family and my friends and anybody in my life, and just to share this experience.